Hello, I'm Issy and I'm a first year English and Publishing student and also a commuter. This is my car, Calvin. I commute from Bristol and I'm just inside the 30-mile threshold for accommodation, and I'm here to tell you all of the things which some of you guys have been asking me on Facebook about commuting and anything else I can kind of add to help you along the way. Okay, so we'll do a little tour of the car park so you can see all of the main parking spaces as well as some of the spaces which are fine to park in but a lot of people don't actually realise are there. And then I'll tell you about the evil parking man and where not to park, like the disabled space, or in loading bays, and the fun of getting a parking ticket from the guy who looks like Pornstash from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Gardens car park, which is probably the... My steering wheel's not straight. Oh shit. This is the sort of main car park you'll probably park in. It's right at the bottom end of campus, so it's quite a walk up to your lessons. You'll be able to, if you've got a lesson in like the ones with funny names like Stanton or Twiverton or something weird like that, you can park there and go into there and not have to walk half a mile. Okay, so we'll go right first. So this is a bit down by the SU. A lot of these spaces get reserved for faculty members, which is really annoying because I expect they don't have parking permits and don't have to pay £120 a year for one, but they still get reserved spaces. These spaces here, if Liam would like to point the camera. So yes, these ones here are funny. They prefer for you not to park in the ones by the cones, which is why they put the cones there, as well as the ones really close to the SU are also disabled spaces. So don't park in them unless you've got a disabled permit, obviously. Oh, power steering, let's go. And then this is up by the walled garden. If you have washed your car, I don't recommend parking here whatsoever because your car will look like it's covered in cocaine by the time you leave. There's this white dust that comes off of the wall and it makes your car absolutely filthy. And this is like the worst place to park in my opinion because it's the furthest away. There's a car park right at the back of here, which is like desperate times. Like the last desperate time before you have to go to the Overflow car park. But today it's really empty, as you can see. Some days it's absolutely packed. Most days it's absolutely packed, in all fairness. Go around. Oh, that's fun. So yeah, that's the gravel car park up by the field to the back. A tip, don't park in the electric spaces. Because obviously they're for the electric cars, but I didn't really understand what they were because I just drove here and there was an E on the parking space. I was like, I don't know. And I parked in it and I got away with it. I didn't get ticketed, but I didn't want to try it again just in case. So don't park in spaces that aren't yours. Don't park in loading ones like that or you will get a ticket because tickets aren't very nice. And unless you've got loads of money, don't do it. It's not worth it. Yes, so as if we were coming out of Gardens car park and turning left, it takes you up by the student support building, Sophia. And there's some more spaces around here, but it's quite difficult to manoeuvre, especially if someone's coming the other way, because it's really narrow parking. This is another crap place to park, but sometimes you just have to deal with it. So yeah, this is like around the back of the Gardens accommodation. So it's a bit out of the way, and the spaces can get quite backed up around here. Again, it's a rather quiet day on campus. I'm assuming a lot of people have just finished the year, so there's spaces galore. But if you come here at like 9:30 in the morning on a sort of in the middle of term, you ain't parking anywhere. These ones here are parking, shared parking permits. So after 11 o'clock everyone can park in them, but if you've got a shared permit, they are for you before 11. This is another car park here, which is the gravel one, which again, if you've cleaned your car, don't park here. If you care about your car anyway. If it's a little shit wagon like this, it's fine. It's just pretty basic, it's just gravelly, muddy kind of place. Don't park in front of the fences, which is really annoying because you could have so many more spaces here, but they put things like skips and fences in the way so that you can't park. Because they're trying to cut down on parking spaces, which is really annoying. Potholes everywhere. So that was that one. This is princess parking. Some of these are shared spaces, most of them are disabled, and then there are the short stay drop off 30-minute ones, which don't outstay your welcome, because like I said, you'll get ticketed. And then you'll cry at the £70 fine. £70 is not money I have, especially filling up this bad boy once a week. I also grazed my car here by reversing behind me into the wall, so don't do that. Keep an eye out everywhere, because there's normally people with no common sense who walk behind you. Like most pedestrians, they just don't understand life. And there's walls everywhere. And then I'll show you the penultimate here. This is also a good place to park. But once James the Swan decided to sit in my path, so I couldn't actually drive on. What are you doing? Who knows? Don't park there on the side of Commons. It says no parking, and people park there all the time. They don't get ticketed. And I got ticketed for parking in a loading bay, but these people didn't get ticketed, and I got angry. And then I appealed it, and they didn't even get back to me. Yes, so that's the penultimate spaces. Very little spaces here. You're lucky to get a spot. And these aren't shared. They're just free-for-all parking spaces. And then this is the final place to park, but also if you were coming in from the drive, it's the other place to park, and I've got no way in hell that I'm getting in there. 4 of them are normal spaces, 1 is disabled. You are lucky as you like to get a space there, but it is possible, and it's happened to me a few times this year, and it's the best thing when you're running really late to a lecture. There are cars coming, so I need to turn around. Follow the speed limit on here, roughly. Follow the speed. 15 is really slow. Sometimes it's necessary, it's quite necessary down the drive, especially when you're coming head on with a bus, because that drive is narrow, it's really, really narrow, and you'll think you're about to die when a bus is coming the other way. And when 2 buses have to go past each other, you wonder which one's going to go down the hill. So yeah, always go slow on the drive. When you're actually on the campus, 20 is probably a decent speed. But you'll get some people who fly down here, but that's not good. Especially if the sheepies get loose, and then you'll knock them all over. And then you'll have lamb for dinner. Okay, so there are 2 different types of parking permits. There's the £120 one, which you pay up front, and then you can park in, like, on campus anywhere in the allotted spaces for the whole year and not have to pay anything extra apart from a fine if you get one. And then there's the £10 permit, and then you pay £1 a day, and there's machines everywhere. You just pop your pound in the machine and you stick a ticket in your window. Make sure the ticket is in plain sight, because the amount of people I know who's put their ticket in and then the parking warden has not seen it and ticketed them. He's a really nice guy. They like just make sure it's in plain sight, and it's good if you're not in very often. If you're only in like 2-3 days a week, just make sure you've got like a £1 coin, because the machines don't give change. So if you've got a £1 coin, you've got your ticket sorted, and that will last you the whole day. So you can go off campus and come back on and your ticket's still valid, which is fine. If you live at uni, if you're living here, please don't bring your car, because like, don't use a mate's name to do a parking permit for you. Don't pretend that like your mate who gets the train in from Western or wherever is a commuter in a car and they sign on your car. It's not fair on the rest of us who come in here every day looking for a parking space and can't get one and have to go to the Overflow car park, which is quite a while down the road, and we've got to get a bus in and it makes us late. So please don't do that, and don't bring your car and park up in Newton St Lo Village either, because it's not fair on them, because obviously we've got a good relationship with the village and we don't want to ruin that by parking your car up there, because it's not fair. Always get here in plenty of time, because it takes, if you give yourself 10 minutes from when you park your car to walk up to your lesson, you need to be here 10 minutes before. Obviously, going down the drive there's cattle grids, so don't rush over them unless you want to pop a tyre, because that happened to a bus driver because he was an idiot. Oh, don't give your friends lifts until you know they are your friends. I learnt that the hard way. People will find out you drive in Freshers Week and they'll be like, can you take me back to my flat, which is off-site? And you're like, okay, yeah, sure, because you're like, yes, I commute, I've made friends, woo! And then you drive them back to their flat and then they don't bother with you again for like another month. Don't make yourself their bitch. Don't do it. It's quite difficult at first with friends and stuff. You find it really difficult to get into it because your friends are here 24/7, especially if they live on campus, so they're going to bond with their flatmates and bond with other people who live on campus and also are on their course, whereas I don't have that luxury, so I found it really difficult to make friends when I got here. But the one thing that kind of saved me was using the Facebook groups like Spartan's Bridge, and eventually when the SU bring out their own one, they're an invaluable resource because you can network and get to know everyone. And when I came for Freshers Week, I had somewhere to stay every night I was here because I'd made such good friends. I met up with them twice before uni started. We met up in Bath to look around the city, and we met up in Bristol, my hometown, as well, which was really nice. And you make some good friends on there, and you might not speak to them again after Freshers Week, which is a shame, but some of them you'll stay in contact with, and they are helpful at least for that first couple of weeks of uni. And obviously Liam, filming this video, was one of my Facebook friends. For me, I bought my wristband for the SU events because I thought I might as well buy it because I'm not going to be able to go clubbing, but at least with the SU it's all done by like 1 in the morning. It's not late, but I thought I'll just go and have a laugh, really. And me and my friend who both commute, she gets a train and I drove us up every day pretty much to the SU for about 9 o'clock in the evening. We'd go. I couldn't really drink unless I was staying here. Didn't stop me, I'm joking. We'd come up here and we'd have a really, really good time because the SU events aren't like a club event. You don't need to get trashed to enjoy it. Like the karaoke night, which killed me, it was so funny. The hypnotist, if she's there again this year, I'm becoming a fresher again because I've never laughed so much in my life. There were just some really, really fantastic events which the SU organised, and even as a commuter, although it was a pain to drive up and back late at night, it was worth it. And obviously with the nights I had places to stay like Freshers Ball, it was nice because we all walked home from Freshers Ball together, walked back to my friend's flat and we stayed there. So it is all about making sure you've got those connections before you come to uni, and make sure you make those connections in plenty of time. And obviously don't make friends with people just for a room to stay in, because obviously that's not fair on either of you. But it is nice to have that safety blanket before you come to uni, knowing that you've got something to look forward to when you come here, because it is quite scary going to a new city, even if you're commuting and it's not too far from your normal city. So yeah, make the friends, they're worth making. If you are having issues with commuting, there is people you can talk to, normally sort of second years, third years, and someone will put you in contact with them, which is what happened with me, but I never emailed them because I was like, I don't know what to do. But yeah, there are ways around the difficulties of commuting, and obviously I got here and ended up with a boyfriend, and I stay at his a lot, which saves me a lot of money on petrol. But obviously not everyone's going to come here and get a boyfriend and stay at their house. So it's just make the friends, and the friends will make it easier, and they'll make uni worth coming in for, as well as, like, you'll think of, do I want to do an hour and a half like there and back commuting, or do I want to stay at home? And if you've got your friends there, it's more of a push to go. So yeah, definitely go to your freshers events, like get your wristband for the SU, not for the club nights. Make loads of friends at uni in those weeks, and it will just be something to look forward to every day, and you need to find that thing to look forward to. So otherwise the drive here is just going to be mundane as you like. And always have bangers on the radio. Plug in your iPod, ins and outs of them. You'll know you have a parking fine because you'll have a big blue sticker stuck on your windscreen. When you open it up, it will explain on the back where you need to go to appeal it, how much it is. It's £70, but if you pay it in the first 2 weeks, it's £35. If you appeal it in the first 2 weeks, your cost should stay at £35. So this is the Overflow car park. You'll come here when there is nowhere left to park on campus. Normally there will be security telling you to go to the overflow and they'll point you to where it is, but we've showed you the directions. It's really straightforward. Just keep an eye out for the yellow sign saying Bath Spa University Overflow car park. Always keep your Bath Spa ID on you, because you probably won't be allowed onto the shuttle bus, which is free. Shouldn't be allowed onto the shuttle bus without it, so always keep it on you. And then the woman or the man who drives the bus will ask you what time you want to be picked up. So just say when your lecture ends, get to the library where the normal bus stops are, and the bugler bus will take you down to the overflow again. Simple. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can message me on the Facebook. Or you can message me on Facebook. You'll probably find me on Spartan's Bridge, Issy Britain. I'll probably comment on this video because I'm like, woo, it's me! Yeah, if there's anything else you want to know, I can let you know. So yeah, I hope you guys don't fail your A-levels and eat your greens. The duck! Look at the duck! Look! Hello, duck. Sorry. People are gonna think I'm so weird. They're not wrong. Not just like you. There's something I couldn't do. Can we just still one? They're following its mummy around